What Adesanya is saying is, listen, I'm fighting Dricus Du Plessis for the belt at UFC 300. All right, not in so many words, you know, but he's putting social media posts out there with a big 300 in half the photo, referencing the movie. But he's teasing us a little bit with this Du Plessis matchup at UFC 300. So is this for real? I mean, is this really going to happen? I say it's a toss-up. I say in reality, there's no chance it happens. But at the same time, the UFC must do something to spark the main event at UFC 300. That's just a simple fact. And you don't have many names out there left. You got Alex Pereira that might sell. Adesanya definitely sells. It stinks for Hamza if that's the case. But Adesanya definitely sells UFC 300 at the top of the ticket, going for his third middleweight title, right? Like winning it, losing it, winning it, losing it, and then trying to win it again. That's the bottom line. So I say no, it probably doesn't happen, but it is a possibility. Even though it's hard to see Adesanya rebounding this quick, right? I mean, he's got some things he's dealing with. Dricus Du Plessis just got off the fight. So, how's all this going to transpire? I mean, Du Plessis just went to battle. He just went to battle with Sean Strickland. So how is this going to happen? It just doesn't seem like to me like it's timing up to work out. It just doesn't seem like everything would fall into place this quickly. I mean, how could it? How could it? Adesanya's not ready. Du Plessis is not ready. But the UFC needs a main event for UFC 300. So everything is on the table right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything is on the table. And if that means the UFC's got to ante up to make it happen, they're going to ante up to make it happen. Because Adesanya is not going to be ready and Du Plessis isn't going to be ready. So the UFC is going to have to do something to entice both these guys. I mean, they don't need to be enticed too much because it's for the title. But Du Plessis more than Adesanya. Like, Adesanya's not ready, but he could do it. Du Plessis is the one that's like, man, can I at least enjoy the belt for 3 solid months before I have to defend it? What's the rush? Those type of things. So, but then at the same time, it's like when you look back in history, when you move forward 5 years and you look back at 300 and your Dricus Du Plessis, you want to say you headlined that event. So there's a lot at play here for both these fighters, for the UFC, whoever headlines this event. And hopefully it's a good headliner. It's got to be a good headliner. But if it is, whoever headlines it and wins is going to go down in history. So why wouldn't you want to be on this card, even against all the odds? Now, as a Hamza fan, right? As a Hamza fan, this stinks a little bit, but it's also okay because at least we're getting the fight pretty quickly. Like, okay, if he's not fighting for the title now, let's get these two fighting and get it over with. And then we got to wait through another middleweight title. And I think what's going on is the UFC probably, if I had to guess, offered Hamza a fight and he didn't like it. And that's why you started hearing him getting on the horn a little bit a couple weeks ago. Because he probably got offered a fight that wasn't for the title. And then he got all, upset about it. That's why he's saying, I was promised this and I was promised a title fight, and he's blasting the matchmakers, and we did the podcast on that. And that's all, if I had to guess, as a result of the UFC offering him a fight, because they got to offer 3 a year, and they're offering him a fight that he doesn't want to take, and they know he probably won't take. And therefore, that caused a reaction by Hamza. But the UFC fulfilled its obligation because it's just got to offer you 3 fights a year. And if you say no, that's not their problem. Supposedly, that's how the contracts are written. So, you have all these things at play, but at least, like, let's get this fight over with. If I'm Hamza, I might fight someone from now till then, yeah, it's a little risk, but not really, because you still got to prove yourself. So you got to fight. You're not high enough ranked right now to be waiting for opponents. And maybe he can't fight because there's other issues, like maybe visa, or he's just not ready to go. He's not back to 100%. There's a lot of things at play here for Hamza, so he's not ready to go. So might as well get Du Plessis and Adesanya out the way. And how crazy would it be if Dricus didn't hold on to the belt but for like 2.5 months? And could he even fight at 300 after going 5 rounds in January? Like from January to April? I don't know, man. I don't know. But I did tell y'all he would be Strickland, didn't I? Y'all wanted to move past that. You want to forget. And
no, let's go!
Mm-hmm.
Let's go! Yes! 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 Yes!
Dricus just stole the belt, baby.
Yes!
Dricus just stole the belt. What'd I tell y'all, man? Yeah, it was a good night, man. And people said to me, like, why are you excited? Why? It's only going to make Hamza have to wait longer. I'm not excited from that perspective. I'm excited because the guy that I told you was going to win was going to win. And a lot of people were saying, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't watch fighting. You don't know anything. And then the same ones are claiming, oh, it was he got robbed. And listen, at the end of the day, you had 15 rounds judged. 3 judges judging 5 rounds apiece. And when you count up all the rounds, it's 8-7. Right? 3-2, 3-2, and 2-3. It's 8-7. It's a perfect split decision. I mean, it could have very easily, percentage-wise, odd-wise, whatever, gone the other way. That's how close the fight was. And you look at, I'm a numbers guy. I look at the stats, and I do say Strickland won the fight on the stats, but maybe that's why they judge the rounds too, because Dricus was pulling away at the end. And if it's a street fight, Dricus probably wins that situation. Who knows? But that's what it looked like. And I just can't see him fighting at the UFC 300 and rebounding that quickly. But the UFC's got to do something. So we haven't heard the last of this issue because the UFC hasn't done anything yet as far as booking a fight. They haven't. And we promise you the due list will be updated. Of course, Hamza still won, but the big thing was Dricus Du Plessis. And when I was doing this and knowing he could fight Adesanya, and you see Adesanya's at 10 and then Dricus is at 11, and many of you were thinking, Chris Cross, you said Dricus will be in the top 7 or 8. Yeah, I was all pumped up after the win. But if he fights Adesanya, I'm not so sure Adesanya doesn't win that fight. Just when you think Adesanya is done, man, he always he rebounds. And he's not that old to where it's like, okay, he's falling off just yet. He's got a little bit left in him. He's got enough left in him to win the title. And Adesanya does not like Du Plessis. At least it appears that way. Right? I mean, no fighter likes another fighter when they're getting ready to get locked in the cage. I can promise you that. And if they do like each other, it's for a short period of time. Because as soon as that bell goes, forget about it, man. You're trying to take my food and I'm trying to take yours. And that's what it is. So yeah, Dricus didn't move into the top 10 after all. I couldn't move Adesanya out of there knowing they're going to fight and knowing that I could lean towards Adesanya. I'm going to have to really look at the stats and break this thing down. And I hate to go against Du Plessis. But if Adesanya can win the belt, we can eventually get a Hamza versus Adesanya fight, which then would take months because if Adesanya wins, he's not fighting anytime soon. It's not going to be like Du Plessis on a three-month rebound. I can promise you that. So we might be waiting a while. But if they do fight, my belief is that's what's going to happen. But of course, I will do, give it due diligence, and I'll look at the numbers, and I'll make a decision. But something's going to have me look at Dricus and be like, yeah, I don't know if Adesanya can keep up with that. Now, the significant strikes per minute is a problem. But Adesanya's got that heart. He knows how to match up with his opponents. At the end of the day, he knows what he's doing. And when he's training and when he's motivated, and he's even more motivated when he's not the champ. Who in the heck thought he would KO Pereira to win the belt the second time? Not me. I didn't see that coming. I mean, never count out Israel Adesanya. I'm just telling you, you can't count this guy out. This guy is capable of winning on any given day.
He's gon' fight, wait, he's gon' fight, wait, hold your breath till the end of the night. Last fight of call, UFC at its height, yeah. Bringing that thunder with all his might, saying step up, wanna fight, hold up, think twice, gladiator, assassin, reckless, no abandon, walk through that cage, he'll leave your ass stranded, wake up, hey, where you at, hey, got hit in the head with a baseball bat.